What is up, everybody? So I had to give you guys a quick update on this aquarium because we've seen some major progress in the past couple of weeks. If anybody who watches my videos knows that this system was dealing with a really bad dinoflagellates outbreak, like significantly bad, but it has gotten so much better. Almost defeated, not all the way, but definitely seen a lot less of them. The tank is getting a lot more established. These torch corals were really retracted and stuck into the skeleton because of the dinos, and they are looking so much better. Big, full, just like you want to see any type of Euphyllia coral. So this is our torch garden right here. Some beautiful torches, all different types here, looking amazing. And then over to the right, we have our hammer garden. So new additions here. Now the customer recently just went to Reefapalooza, and got some really nice corals here. I love this one in particular. This gold one right there. It looks even better in person. It is amazing looking. One of the best hammers I've ever seen in person. So all in all, LPS corals are looking really good. Euphyllias are looking amazing. So this is a major win. We're headed in the right direction. And frog spawn, this is another Euphyllia coral, which I used to see all the time in the hobby. Don't see those as much in the hobby anymore, unfortunately. They're doing great. Moving on to SPS. Yes, he's starting to put SPS in this tank, and he's got a bunch of different acros. Like, just went nuts on getting acros in this system, and they are all doing fantastic. Polyp extension, good coloration, and everything on them. So you have your Euphyllia section over there to the left, to the front of the tank, and then the rest of the tank mostly is going to be these acros, a lot of SPS heavy, probably SPS dominant system that we're going to have here that we'll see in the future. And I just cannot wait. That beautiful PC rainbow right there, one of my favorite corals. Great polyp extension on that one. That's a big hunky piece that he got. Some zoas that we recently just came through quarantine. We hacked those up a bit, so they're looking a little retracted, but just give them maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, before they're fully out. They're still looking good, but they are a little irritated from the fragging. But hey, at least we know they don't have any pests. Beautiful grafted monopore here. Look at the color on this thing. Like, this is how you know your tank is doing good. Bright, vivid, bright colors on your corals. Yeah, the monopore is looking great. So this is gonna be an SPS dominated system. That's what he wants in his tank, and I think he's running out of real estate, because by the time these frags get big, he's not gonna have much real estate left. I think the last aggro he wants to get is a home wrecker, which he is currently in the process of buying a significant hunk. And then it's gonna be interesting to kind of see how the rest of this tank fills out, because there's some Favias, there's some chalices, there's some Goniopores, like this beautiful chalice. Oh my god, I love this. I want a piece of this chalice so bad for my own tank at home. But and that's, you can see the color on that's good, and you see the green where it's growing. You can see some growth on all these frags. Yeah, these are great. So every type of coral is doing good, from your softies to your LPS to your SPS. Favia right there. So he's gonna have a bit of a mixed reef, but I think it's still gonna be SPS dominated. And there's very few, though there will be very few spots on the rock for future corals. So the next couple of pieces have to be chosen wisely, because once these colonies start to grow, there's not going to be much room left. As far as fish go, we have a good variety of fish. You saw the copper point earlier. You got this Oreni tile fish, which is one of my personal favorite fish in the system. They are very personable, very active. This fish stays out in the front of the tank, so it doesn't hide a lot, and it's just pretty coloration. I just love the way it looks, different shape to it. There's a ton of unique fish in this system. A lot of really nice fish he's got so far, like this beautiful Nasotang with streamers on it. Definitely room for some more. We have swallowtail angelfish. There's anthias. There's clownfish. There's wrasse. This is kind of every type of fish you could pretty much ask for. I think is there a Midas Blenny in here? I think so, yeah. The only one I'm really worried about is that Harlequin tusk in the background there. That's the only fish so far I'm worried about. This sailfin tang that's hiding underneath here, it's got some scarring on his face. It was kind of a bully, but I think it's been put in check by that Nasotang, from what I understand. So as long as it's being submissive now and not bothering everybody, he can stay in the tank. But he was a problem there for a bit. Of course, you got your classic clownfish. And then down here, we have some corals that he recently picked up. We got, that just came out of quarantine. Sorry, we just got these out of quarantine. Goniopora, and then worldwide coral bounce mushroom, which is like the size of a dime. Hopefully that gets big enough, you know, and the Harlequin tusk doesn't go after it. But yeah, I can't wait to see for that worldwide coral bounce mushroom to get bigger. But all in all, the tank is really coming along. It's thriving. Definitely room for more fish. Running out of room for coral. Though we're gonna, well, not running out of room for coral. We're gonna have to start getting more creative with where we put coral, right? So there's still room by the euphyllias and stuff like that. We just got to put stuff around them that's not gonna bother them. So definitely more real estate. We just got to get creative. Those acros and all those frags up there are gonna grow to big colonies sooner than we think. A year from now, we probably won't even recognize the system. It's going to be completely different, and all those acros will be growing really big. So just wanted to give you guys an update on the system because I cannot wait until it's like we're in the beginning, the infancy stage right here of the coral growth, and I cannot wait until the system really starts to take off, which so far so good, you know. And oh, I want to show you this Antheus. Oh man, I wish it showed up better on camera. It's a beautiful purple male Antheus. Oh, just a great fish. We got that fish. We put him through quarantine, and I was so sad to let him go. All right, so let's take a look under the hood. And this is the sump area, the filtration. What kind of keeps everything in check. I actually just cleaned this out. I kind of siphoned it out, cleaned it up really good. Here in this area where you'd have your refugium, we have a high-powered algae scraper or algae scrubber, which was custom made for this tank, for this specific tank. I love this, and I'll show you guys why I love these so much in a second. And then over to the right here, we have, it's running off 2 roller mats, which is getting which he goes through a ton of roller mat sheets in this aquarium. But you can see how in this little section right here, there's still a lot of stuff on the tank. There's some detritus and stuff. I still am working on this side, but I've been siphoning out as much detritus as possible out of the system, just trying to get rid of as much dissolved organics as we possibly can. It's got 1 filter socks, 2 roller mats, and then this section here I'm still working on. This is where, you know, where you get dosed, and this is where all your sensors will be. I clean that out too. Every time I'm here, I clean out the sump. This is how I do my water changes, just siphoning and cleaning the sump through here. I think it's the best way to be most effective to, you know, there's a lot of bioload in the system. It's the most effective way I think of keeping the tank clean. And so far it's working. Now, as far as what's running the tank, look, this system really deserves its own video because there's just so much going on here, and it's just so cool. And I'm going to get more depth here, but I just wanted to let you guys know that everything is automated. He gets a 10% water change every single day in this system. Any fluctuations, anything out of whack, he gets alerts to his phone. He also gets his water chemistry tested, and those alerts are sent to his phone as well. There's a couple more pieces that are coming to add on to what you already see here, because this already looks like we're dealing with a spaceship, right, instead of a fish tank. It's amazing how far this hobby's come along. All this equipment that he has is like state of the art. It's just coming out in the market, and we're still waiting on a couple more pieces. But yeah, really clean setup. And let's talk about algae scrubbers and why I like them so much. Look at the amount of algae that this thing is growing. Now, I like them, number one, because they save space in your tank as compared to a refugium. They obviously grow algae really incredibly well, but you're using less of a footprint. So if you have a smaller sump area, you're using less space in the sump. And there's a lot of fish in this tank. This is a big tank. There's big, heavy fish that are in this aquarium that are producing a lot of waste, and the phosphates are 0.04. And I think a lot of that is attributed to the amount of algae we're able to pull out of here every other week. I mean, I think this is about 2 weeks worth of algae. Look how, I mean, it's hard to tell, but that's really thick. That is really on there. Refugiums, I feel like this algae right here grows quicker than a lot of your algae that you would have in a refugium. Plus, I don't know, I think they look cooler. The refugiums have their own, you know, cool little benefits. They have a little ecosystem in there. I don't know, I'm just a very big fan of algae scrubbers, and I want one for my tank, hopefully, because I'm limited on space with all my filtration that I have, and I think a small algae scrubber would work best for me. Oh, one more system I wanted to share with you guys. This is a 150-gallon tank, and it has recently been reset up. And recently, I mean, I say recent, but it's in terms of tank, so it's going on a year, I believe. But we're finally starting to hit our stride here. things are really looking up. System is really starting to come along. The sand, we're fighting a bit of hair algae, a bit of brown algae, but we're starting to get over that. And now the fun part happens where you're able to put in corals. And some of the corals we have in here are some discosoma mushrooms. So you see that red one right there, already sprouted a baby. You got a hammer coral on the side here. You got some pallies growing on the side there. A toadstool with the polyps out, always a good sign, not looking stressed. Zoas, some more pallies. So all beginner corals, all corals that are hardy. So we're just starting that introduction of corals. We did try an Avlipora, but you can see where that skeleton is. Didn't work out too well. So we're going to go ahead. We probably jumped the gun on that one a bit. But the Avlipora above it is doing well. So, yeah, you never know how that goes. Discosoma mushrooms are like really taking off in this system. I think those are, those are doing really well. Sprouted a baby there. The reds are doing really good. And what else we got here? The rocks are surprisingly clean. We got a little bit of vermeted snails on the rock, but that's okay. Got some pink and golds right there. And we do have LPS in the system. We have this, besides the hammer coral, we have this trumpet coral. Looking like it's about to, that's looking really good. Looking like it's going to split or something. Paligrandus right there. Nice beginner coral for anybody that's looking. We got anemones. They don't look great, and I am honestly okay with that because I honestly think that the customer's going to probably take these out of the system because he's more interested in coral. And anybody who's ever kept bubble tip anemones know they can take over your tank and take it over quickly. Or they could just go for a walk and sting everything in your tank and everything you spent money for and kill it. And that's not cool. Got some utter chaos right here. The majority of corals that not all the corals he has in this system are from us at Tanknicians. All been quarantined. They're all good to go. Got some more pallies up here. Not the prettiest, but they're growing and it'll help keep the tank balanced. I think they look better under blue lights. They don't look as good under white lights. They're kind of browned out, but that's a great coral for an introductory coral to kind of test your tank, make sure it's good. Frog spawn down here. That was a good get on his part, and it's looking really nice. A little green and purple. These used to be all over the hobby. I just don't see them anymore. Let me know if you guys see frog spawns a lot at your local fish store, because I just don't see them anymore. Got an Iron Man 8-can right there, one of my favorite corals. 8-cans are probably my top 5 coral. I love them so much. Got another one right there. I convinced him to buy these because I just love 8-cans so much. Just he had to have them in the system. So hopefully we can get him a whole little 8-can garden right there. Got some beautiful zoas right here. Look at how nice those look. Those are grown. And another blood red frog spawn right here. I think this is called the triple sec. That was a triple sec frog spawn. Bird's nest. That's not doing great. So we're obviously not ready for SPS yet. You can see some bleaching there. But the polyps are holding on. So we're close on SPS. We're just not quite there yet. But I'm very happy with the way the system is currently where it's at right now. Still in the, I would say, like the toddler stage right now. We're gonna get there. Like we're gonna get through these. We're still gotta be mindful of green hair algae and brown algae blooms. Right now, the main focus is just keeping this water chemistry stable and just letting the tank kind of age. But overall, I'm really happy with the way things are progressing. We got some engineer gobies in the back there that are kind of causing havoc with the sand bed. He has monos like you guys seen already. You can see that in the beginning. You got some tangs. And it's run off of 3 AI primes. So, we're not going to ever be able to put like anything like acros or anything crazy in this tank unless we change the lightings. But for what he wants and for what this system's going to be, those AI primes will be just fine. Also want to point out that the rock in this tank is dead coral. You just don't see this anymore. It's really expensive. It's just not in the hobby anymore. It's all man-made stuff. And he's had it for over 20 years. And it just adds a totally different dimension to this system. Absolutely love this tank. Can't wait to see how it progresses in the future.